Hello everyone. Today I'm going to be making naan bread. Not sure if you've ever heard of it. It's a flatbread. In my bowl here I've got 2 cups of spelt flour. Spelt flour is an ancient wheat flour. And I've also got in here half a teaspoon of sugar, some baking soda, and some salt. Just going to mix that. Very simple recipe. This uses no yeast, no eggs, and it makes quite a few pieces of flatbread. Now you can use either a half a cup of Greek yogurt. I don't have any, so what I'm using is I've got a half a cup of milk, and I've soured it with 1 tablespoon of vinegar, and it's been sitting quite a while. And we also need a couple of tablespoons of oil. Very simple recipe. I'm going to take my spoon out. I don't want that in here. I'm going to start with some light olive oil, and I'm going to add a couple of tablespoons. Okay. I'm also going to start running my water. I need some hot water. So now I'm going to just kind of take my hand here. I'm also going to get a grab my tablespoon thing here. So you just need a couple of tablespoons of hot water nearby. So I'm just going to take my clean hand here. I'm going to just start and go ahead and put this in. Go ahead and just start mixing this with your hand. Of course, I'm always slopping all over the place. And just mix your hand here. You want kind of a sticky dough. It's real humid today. I've got my air on. You don't need much liquid in this for this to come together, and it's not looking like I'll need a whole lot, so I'm going to go ahead and just put 1 tablespoon of water in here. Continue to mix this. I'm just kind of slowly getting it off my fingers here too as I'm mixing this. So spelt flour, you have to get it from like a health food store. And like I said, it's an ancient flour, so it's got most of the whole kernel still kind of in it. I store mine in the freezer. I'm kind of looking at this here. Because it's so humid, I just don't think that I need any more water. I might put just a little bit more on here. So once we get this mixed, we're going to knead this for about 5 minutes. Get that gluten going. I'm not going to add any more flour. I'm just going to knead. Because I want kind of a sticky dough, but not where it sticks on my hands, you know. So you can make this with white flour too, pretty much the same thing. You could find lots of different recipes. Some use eggs, some use melted butter. This is really generic. And I have made it with the yogurt. It's fine with the yogurt. But also it's good with just the sour milk. You could even use like soured buttermilk also. You know, get half a cup of buttermilk and put some vinegar in there just to thicken it up. That sourness just adds a little something. That's real nice. So you can see what a nice elastic dough I've got going here. Beautiful. Really working that gluten. Now I don't have the traditional pan that people use for this. I have used a frying pan before. But I find that using my electric skillet is perfect because I put it on 375, kind of a hotter temperature. And what's nice is it maintains that temperature, and while that's heating up, you're just going to roll out your little balls of dough. So kneading really gets that gluten going. This doesn't have to be kneaded like regular bread at all. And like I said, it depends on your humidity for how much water. Like I only added a tablespoon. Sometimes I need 2 tablespoons. You don't need a lot of water. Not a lot of water, and this is just the liquid of the yogurt or sour milk, whatever you're going to use. You can make sandwiches out of this. You can toast it in the toaster. Fits in your toaster. You just cut it in half and put it in your toaster, and it makes a great piece of toast. You can cut a piece in half for a sandwich type bread. Okay, I think this is pretty good. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put just a little bit of oil over the top, and this side here, just a couple little drops. And I'm going to just kind of flatten this a little bit. So there's different varying degrees of how long you should let this rise for. Some have said like 15 minutes. I usually do mine for like 4 hours. So I'm going to just cover this with some plastic wrap and let it sit in a nice warm spot, which happens to be on top of my refrigerator, and let it hang out for 4 hours, and then we will come back. Okay, so our dough right here has risen somewhat. It's not going to rise a lot, but here it is. What we're going to do is we're going to just start tearing off enough to just kind of make a little ball. I have my electric frying pan behind me. Trying to see if you can see here. Get this over a little bit. So I'm going to turn my electric frying pan on 375. I'm going to get a little bit of flour out. This is just some white flour. And we're going to start rolling it. Real naan bread actually bubbles up. This is really not going to bubble up much at all. So once I have this rolled out real well, pretty darn thin, I'm going to just set it aside. I'm going to go ahead and tear off another piece of dough. I'll go ahead and just get some flour on my board right there. Put a little flour on there. And start rolling it out. I like to get them pretty thin. Doesn't have to be a perfectly round shape at all. Pretty thin though. And these balls, I'm making them about maybe, I don't know, 2.5 inches. Alright, we'll come back after we got all these rolled out. So here's a little pastry brush, and I'm going to just lightly brush some water on this. And I'm going to go right over here to our pan, put it in, just like that. Try and get you over here. See how it's bubbling up? So like the traditional naan bread, it's on this pan, and then you would hold it over an open fire on this side. But I don't have that option. So I just kind of let it go till it's all bubbly and give it a flip like a pancake. Just like that. In the meantime, I'm going to get another one brushed with water to get ready to throw in there. This goes pretty fast. Here's our next one. This could have went a little bit longer, but it's done. Like I said, these go really fast. So I've seen some recipes use oil in the pan, or they do some like Pam or something, or brush it with butter. This is no fat, no eggs, just real simple. And it turns out delicious. Okay, while that's cooking, I'm going to get another one brushed. So I know water seems like a weird thing to put on there, but that's what causes the puffiness. And these go quick. So that one got a little bit more brown. Kind of see some brown right here. See that? So altogether, this is going to make 6, which is, wow, it's enough for quite a few days for me. So I'm all done. This literally just takes just a few minutes. Got some beautiful 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces of ancient naan bread. That's what it's called. Didn't have to heat up my oven. So I'm going to let these cool down. As they cool down, I'll put them in a Ziploc bag and just lightly seal it. I'm not going to seal it completely. They need a little bit of air. And they'll keep for quite a few days. Thanks for watching.